I'm Edmund Vandermee. I am a bus driver in Canberra with Transport Canberra. I have been a bus driver for 6 years. I like the idea of not working in an office and driving around Canberra on its beautiful roads. I used to work with a gentleman who left the job that we're at together and became a bus driver, and I bumped into him. He said it was really good and he said I should give it a go. I thought it'd be sort of boring and mundane actually, and it's far from that. I think it's a great job. Every day is different. It makes it interesting because every day is different. What I love about bus driving is that for many people it's an essential form of transport. I like the idea that I get them to and from their places of interest, to work, to school and home again in one piece, comfortably and on time. I get lots of thank yous and people wishing me a good night or a good day every day. I do feel accomplished if I drop somebody off and they say thank you very much. I think my colleagues are great to work with. You could spring up a conversation with any one of them about nothing and it'd be a good conversation. Probably the best part of the whole job is actually the fun times you have with the people you work with.
Hi, my name is Emmy and I am Jenifer's sister. The first time I realised baking was something I was passionate about was when I made my first batch of muffins and they turned out delicious even on day 2 and 3. I received positive feedback about some muffins that I had made and sold at the shop, and it fueled my passion to continue baking. I just became a little bit more confident in just the muffins. I just decided to use, I call it a master mix, which is made from scratch, but I use that master mix for like many of my cakes and many of my sweet breads. How simple using that one master mix was made being experimental with what I was making much more exciting and easier, which in turn just made me keep going. What I love most about baking now is experimenting. I'm doing sourdough currently, and delving into the whole sourdough world has been fun just because it's something that I've never done before. There's just so many nuances to it, and there's also so many ways you can go about making it, and just seeing like it come out and it's something that you've put so much work and effort into turn out to be so delicious but so simple.
Hello, my name is Kieran, and today I'll be talking about something I'm passionate about. I am really into manga, so I do have a collection of my absolute favorite manga, and one of those is called Girls' Last Tour. It's definitely my favorite manga of all time. It's set in a post-apocalyptic, completely empty, huge, multi-layered city, and it's just about 2 girls going on a journey, chatting, exploring, playing, imagining how the people that used to live there would have gone about their days. And it's quite comfy, despite the fact that it's set in this brutal, cold, desolate world. I also love the art style. I love the way the artist draws the environments and the machinery, like the Kettenkrad, which is this World War II half motorcycle, half tractor. But also how the artist draws the girls. They're very cute, which really contrasts the really like gritty world that is surrounding them. And it's just a really great story how these 2 people find so much enjoyment out of a world completely like devoid of it. And it's just a really bittersweet story, and I love it to bits.
Something I'm grateful for is silence. Funnily enough, when I was a kid, I got coined with the nickname Chatterlot. Any sort of silence was disturbed by my chatter. Any thought that came to my head would be spewed out for everyone else to hear. I think in high school is when I became quite introverted, a lot more to myself and a lot less talkative. And although maybe I wish I wasn't so much like that, I do really appreciate the things that silence has offered me. Of course, I think everything is best in moderation, but I don't think silence is given enough value. I think it's a lot like something like a blank canvas that you can start a whole new project on. I think it's very similar to the concept that you can't have something without nothing. Without silence, you can't hear the birds early in the morning. I think there's many other ways to use silence as well. I don't think you can fully appreciate something like the moon without silence. Or an artwork in a gallery without silence. I don't think it's really paid much mind to otherwise. Maybe when it's being utilized in yoga or meditation, or maybe in an awkward conversation when there's too much of it. But for me, I enjoy it at any time. I don't mind silence in a conversation. In fact, I can be quite comfortable in it. I think really, silence is just another form of appreciation.
Your interest cannot be writing. What are you going to write about? Well, my passion is writing. I like to write about God. I like to write about how I feel. What else do I like to write about? Personal experience. I think what inspired me to pursue writing was my taste of music when I was younger. A lot of the times when I'm writing, it's not really about where I am. I'd say more so feelings, but not like physical feelings, more like emotional feelings, I guess. Usually, I will be like singing a tune to myself. If I like the tune and I want to remember it, that's what I start with. When I get like a creative spark, which happens not so often, like I get a creative spark every time I drive, but I can't write that. So when I get a time when I sit down and actually write something to be creative, well, I'd say it starts with the thought. Once I have a tune for it, I'll capture that down, write it down in a book, or even record that one phrase myself so I know the tune of it, and then I build on it from there. You can't just write out of the blue. You got to be doing a lot of reading and pay attention to your interests, because that's where you're going to find a lot of inspiration.